Alright, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. So today I'm going to give an extra lecture on topic 7. So for topic 7, subtopic 7.1, trigonometric ratios and identity, and also 7.2, compound angle, I'll try to give it a recording to you so that you can fill in the blank before our lecture. Alright, so to start with, uh, let's just recall some of the trigonometric identities that we have and you already know from school, which is the sine theta, cos theta, and tangent theta. You might have your own formula on how to remember the opposite of a hypotenuse for sine, adjacent of a hypotenuse for cos, and also opposite of a adjacent for tangent. Alright, so let's just do some example. Let's say here, if I have cot theta equals to 3 over 4, so you have to know that cot is is derived from our tangent, which is cot theta is equals to 1 over tangent theta. Secant is 1 over cos. Cosecant is 1 over sine. So how do I memorize this? You might have your own formula, but how do I memorize secant is for 1 over cos? I remember secant is, we have C here. So 1 over cos like that. And cot, we have T here for tangent, so 1 over tangent. And then cosecant is 1 over sine, so this S here is same as here. So basically, if you memorize secant and cotangent, so it's easy for you to get the value for cosecant. Okay, so cot theta equals to 3 over 4. So from here, we know that cot theta is equals to 3 over 4. Cot theta here, 1 over tangent theta. So 1 over tangent theta is equals to 3 over 4. So simply put, tangent theta is equals to 4 over 3. And since we have tangent theta, we can draw our triangle here. Okay, I'm sorry, my drawing is not very good today. So it says that theta is an acute angle, meaning that it lies in the first quadrant from 0 degree to 90 degree here. So this is what we call as acute angle, and we have tangent theta is equals to 4 over 3. Now, when we have tangent theta equals to 4 over 3, we can simplify its hypotenuse because we already have the adjacent and also the opposite. So the hypotenuse is 5. And then from there, if we want to find tangent theta, we already found it. Tangent theta is equals to 4 over 3. Sine theta would be equals to 4 over 5. And cos theta will be equals to 3 over 5. Alright. So that is our tangent sine and cos, but the question asks us to find tangent theta, sine theta. We already have secant. Secant is 1 over cos theta. So secant theta is equals to 5 over 3 and cosecant theta is equals to 5 over 4. So it's easy that we can get it from cos and cosecant from sine. Okay, since this is an acute angle, so we don't have to worry about the sign because in the first quadrant, everything is positive. Whether it's tangent, sine or cos, everything is positive. Okay, now we move on to the next example. So relationship of sine theta, cos theta, and tangent theta. You can look at the notes here. Alright, so this is trigonometric ratio for particular angles. Particular angles here mean the special angles. Special angles that we have in maths is 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree. Before the class Swiss was invented, we cannot get the exact value of, let's say, sine sine 60 degree. If you press your black calculator, you cannot find sine 60 degree in an exact form. So that's why we need this triangle and this triangle to memorize what is the value for sine, cos, and tangent for these 5 special angle here. So simply put, if you don't have class Swiss calculator, you need to memorize all this. But now since you already have your class Swiss calculator, you don't have to memorize because your class Swiss can give the answer in this exact form. When I say exact form, it means that the answer in the third form lah, not the decimal one. Okay, so we go to example 2. It says prove that cos 60 equals to 1 minus tangent squared 30 over 1 plus tangent squared 30. Simply put that we need to find the exact value for tangent 30 here. So we have to substitute 1 over sec 3 here and 1 over sec 3 here. Barulah kita akan dapat nilai yang exact value like this. And as you know, this is the proof question. A proof question, we have to start with one side and we equate with another side. Like this question, it starts with right hand side and then it work out until we get the right hand side here. So it's proven. So this is one way of doing a show or proof question. Now, for example 3, we can do secant 30 degree tangent 60 sine 45 cos secant 45 cos 30 cos 60. Yes, if you use class Swiss, your calculator will give an accurate answer, but then if you have the black calculator, it cannot give you the exact answer because the black calculator cannot give the answer in the third form. So that's why we have to memorize the angle, the value for the special angle here, 30 degree, 60 degree, 45, and so on. So now, if we want to write this in the exact form, 1 over cos 30, since cos 30 is sec 3 over 2, so 1 over cos 30 is 2 over sec 3. Tangent 60 degree is sec 3. Sine 45 is 1 over sec 2. Yes, I have to memorize this back then. 1 over sine 45 is 1 over sec 2, so it's just sec 2. Cos 30 is sec 3 over 2. 1 over tangent 60 is 1 over sec 3. Then we have to calculate all this, and it will equate to 7 over 2. Yes, this is interesting if you don't have the class Swiss calculator. Since you have the class Swiss calculator, this seems so boring. Now we go to the trigonometric ratio for any angle. So when we say any angle, you have to remember we have 4 quadrants, which each quadrant have different sign for sine, tangent, and cos. So you guys already memorized this. Add sugar to coffee. The first quadrant is all positive, the second quadrant is sine only positive, third one is tangent positive, and the fourth quadrant cos is positive. Alright. This is negative angle formula. Another thing that you have to memorize. Okay. Sin theta, sin negative theta is negative sin theta, cos negative theta is cos theta, and tangent negative theta is negative tangent theta. Alright, let me tell you one way to memorize this. Let's say dalam exam dalam UPS ke you lupa nanti. So kalau kita ada angle dia negatif, cos sahaja yang dia takkan jadi negatif. Dia akan kekal positif walaupun angle dia negatif kat sini. Right. Okay, dia je yang lain. Tapi kalau sin dengan tangent, dua-dua ada negatif. And another way to remember this is, okay, you see sin ada huruf N kan? Sin ada huruf N. So that N is referring to the negative sign here. N equals to negative. Okay, cos. Cos ada tak N? Cos tak ada N. So, dia tak jadi negatif. Tangent. Tangent ada tak N? Ada. So, its N here is equals to negative. Okay, so this is one way to remember this. Otherwise, just remember cos negative theta je equals to positive cos theta. Sin dengan tangent akan kekal jadi negatif juga. Okay, so this is just recall from what you have learned in school. Okay, it says state the trigonometric ratio in acute angle. So acute angle here means that the angle must be between 0 to 90 degrees only. So as you can see, 160 is beyond the acute angle, beyond the first quadrant. So this is not an acute angle. So we have to identify first which quadrant that sine 160 degree lies on. Okay, which quadrant? So 160 lies in the second quadrant here. So whenever we want to find the acute angle, our angle always be referred to the x-axis only. Okay, kita takkan tengok ni 90 darjah ataupun 270 darjah ni. Kita sentiasa akan tengok dekat x-axis only. So your angle would be here lah. Dia akan sentiasa dekat paksi x. Alright. So how to find sine 160 degree? So since it is in the second quadrant, sine 160 degree is sine 180 degree minus 160. Okay. And then awak kira lah 180 tolak dengan 160, you will get 20 degrees. So the answer is it's equivalent to sine 20 degrees. So this is how we transform sine 160 to an acute angle, sine 20 degree. Okay, let's try the second one. For this one, okay, let me draw first because we want to see 220 degree lies in what quadrant. So 220 degree lies in the 0, 90, 180, 270. This is 360. So it lies in the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant. So cos 220 degree is equals to cos 220 degree minus 180. Remember, if it is in the second and the third quadrant, it's always referred to 180 degree. If it is in the first quadrant, we refer to 0 degree. if it is in the fourth quadrant, we refer to 360 degree because we have to have this angle referring to the x-axis only. Okay, so this is not correct yet because cos in the third quadrant is negative. So we should put the negative sign there. So negative cos 220 minus 180, you will get cos 40 degree. Meaning that cos 220 degree is equivalent to negative cos 40 degree. Okay, because we want the angle in the acute quadrant or in the first quadrant. Okay, so there is a typo here. It shouldn't be 3100. The question actually want to ask us, let me zoom in for a bit. Yes, the question actually want to ask us tangent 310 degree. Okay, so first we have to identify where is our 310 degree. It is in the fourth quadrant. So in the fourth quadrant, so we are referring to the x-axis here, meaning tangent 310 degree is equivalent to negative. Yes, we have to put negative because tangent is negative in the fourth quadrant. 360 degree minus 310 degree. Negative tangent 50 degree. So this is the answer. And finally, tangent 246 degree. We have to identify where 246 degree lies. 246 degree lies in the third quadrant. So this should be our referred theta. Okay, tangent 246 degree is equals to tangent. We don't have to put negative because tangent is positive in the third quadrant. 246 degree minus 180, which is equals to 246 minus 180. It is tangent 66 degree. Okay, so this is how you state the trigonometric ratio in acute angle. Okay, next. So if you can see here, this is not an acute angle. Since I said just now, acute angle must lie between 0 to 90 degrees only. So this is actually in the fourth quadrant. This is actually in the fourth quadrant as well. Okay, so A, B, and C is very easy because the angle is less than 90 degrees. So we learned from previously, if we have negative theta, sine negative theta is equals to negative sine theta, cos negative theta is equals to cos theta, and tangent negative theta is equals to negative tangent theta. So in this case, sine negative 25 degree is equals to negative sine 25 degree, but cos negative 40 degree is equals to cos 40 degree, and tangent negative 48 degree is equals to negative tangent 48 degree. So this is a lot easier when you memorize the negative angle just now. So everything is in acute angle already. So this is our answer. Alright, next one. When we have sine negative 128 degree is equals to negative sine 128 degree. However, 128 is not an acute angle. So we have to transform sine 128 degree to acute angle. So identify first where is our 128 degree. It is in the second quadrant. This is 128 degree. So when it is in the second quadrant, we have to refer to 180. Okay, it's positive because sine is positive in the second quadrant. So minus like this, you will get negative 180 minus 128. It's equals to, sorry, let me calculate first. It's equals to negative sine 52 degree. Okay, now barulah angle kita ni berada dalam acute angle. So this is how we do question like this. You cannot simply press calculator because dia bukannya minta value sin negative 25, tak. Dia cuma minta the trigonometric ratio. Trigonometric ratio means sin, cos dengan tangent lah. But in acute angle. So we cannot press calculator because calculator will give you the final answer. We don't want the final answer. Okay, so cos negative 152 degree is equals to cos 152 degree. And then 152 lies in the second quadrant. But remember, cos is negative in the second quadrant. So it's equals to negative cos 180 minus 152. So it's equals to negative cos 28 degree. And finally, when we have tangent negative 163, it's equals to negative tangent 160 degree. So it's equals to negative 160 degree. 163 degree is also in the second quadrant. So remember, tangent is negative in the second quadrant. So how to change 160 degree to an acute angle? 180 minus 163 degree. So the answer is tangent 70 degree. Okay, so that is how we do question 4 and question 5. We want to transform the trigonometric ratio in an acute angle. So this is how we do it. Remember, we have to identify first the angle. Next, we have to identify first which quadrant that your angle lies on, because when you know where your angle lies on, which quadrant it is, then you can find the angle in the correct sign, because this is all positive, this is on the sine positive, this is on the tangent positive, and this is on the cos positive. So this is very important in order to transform your angle. Alright, example 6 is very easy if you just have your class with calculator, but back then we do it manually. So how to do this manually? We have to change all this angle to acute angle first. Then from that acute angle, then we can find the exact value of that particular trigonometric ratio. For example, I just will do the first one. Sine 120 degree is in the second quadrant here, meaning that sine is positive in the second quadrant. We don't need to put the negative sign. 180 minus 120 degree is equals to sine 60 degree. So as you can see, 60 degree is a special angle that I mentioned just now. Special angle meaning that we can memorize its value for sine, cos and tangent for 60 degree. So sine 60 degree is equals to 3/2. So this is how back then we find the value of our trigonometric ratio. You can do for B, C, and example 7 by yourself, or you can just press your calculator, or you can try to use them manually. So for example 8, I'm going to continue in the lecture. So please make sure that you are already done with example 1 until 7 before you are coming to the lecture on Monday. Okay, so I'll continue with this trigonometric identities and also trigonometric compound angle, double angle in the lecture on Monday. So that's all everyone. I'll see you on Monday. Thank you for watching, and please make sure you fill in the blank for example 6, 5, for example 3, and example 1. So thank you everyone. I'll see you next week.